Jail isn't a place many folks ever want to wind up, but we were tipped off about a jail that is filling their cells years in advance with people dying to be incarcerated. We take a trip to Park County, Indiana for one of your viewer-submitted emails. It's one of your fresh ideas.
Well, the first time people come to jail, they get this overwhelming look like, it's a jail cell. Well, yeah, hence the word Old Jail Inn.
In Park County, Indiana, folks are calling years in advance to book their stay in jail.
For two? That's great. And what's your anniversary? Oh, that's even better. Okay, we'll look forward to seeing you. You'll be incarcerated on the afternoon of the 4th, and you'll be let out of jail on the evening of the 6th. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
The Old Jail Inn is actually an old jail that is now a bed and breakfast owned and operated by a Champaign native.
There was an opportunity that this property was up for sale, and I just walked downstairs in the basement, probably 10 foot into it, looked straight ahead and said, there is no way in the world that I would ever want this property. And I turned to the right, and all of a sudden there was this door. It was an 1879 flat steel arch door. And I looked at the door and I said, all I want is the door. It's that cool. And I went back to the meeting, and there wasn't an auction or anything. I think no one wanted it, but probably me. And I said, I just want the door. I don't want the building. And they said, you've got to take the building with the door. So 15 minutes later, I ended up having a building.
And just 4 months later, this building was remodeled and ready to become one of the hottest B&Bs in the world.
We have people from all over that come. Just this past summer, we had 16 countries in 1 month that were represented that came to this jail to stay.
The unique experience begins right at check-in.
I meet them at the door with a sheriff's outfit on, and I tell them, welcome to jail, you will now be incarcerated. I take their picture in front of a board that tells their height, and they hold a sign, and on that sign has their name and a welcome to the jail, and they get a picture of that when they leave. And I mean, people are just in awe. It takes them a while to take it all in.
But the unique experience continues down in the cells. Imagine drifting to sleep and wondering who slept in this same spot 100 years ago.
I've had a lot of people tell me that they lay here, and the one thing that they think about is, I wonder who slept here. I wonder how their lives turned out. And it almost puts you to sleep thinking about everything that has gone on in these rooms. I tell you, sleeping in one of these rooms, I've learned a lot. In the past year, I put up soundboard behind the jail bars, and everyone in the room gets earplugs. Because sometimes on this floor, you can hear a little snoring at night. And so I make sure that everyone's comfortable. And of course, everyone gets bars that they lock, and they can get out of it because they would get claustrophobic and go crazy on me if they couldn't get out real fast. And then they also have a double curtain to close and open when they're ready to come out. So they have a lot of privacy, and you hear actually a lot of giggling in here.
But in your room, there really isn't much.
You're basically getting a full-size bed. On this floor, I have 5 rooms that have full-size beds. Upstairs, where the murderers were kept, I have queen-size pillow-top beds and 2 bunk beds that you can sleep on that the prisoners slept on, too.
So upstairs where the murderers were kept, there's plenty of room for your family of criminals. Each room has its own name and its own theme.
In the holding cells, I have 2 queen-size beds, 2 rooms with 2 queen-size beds. So there's not a lot of room to dance in here, but it's a lot of fun, and it's cozy, and in the summertime it's great air conditioning, in the wintertime it's really nice and warm.
And the business has already expanded. Downstairs in the actual drunk tank, there's a new winery, and just next door, a coffee house.
we're the only coffee house in the entire county. We're the only ones that have an espresso machine. So that's pretty exciting for Park County. Then the winery was just a fluke how that happened. It is a cool place. It just looks like a place that you'd want to come and sit and have a glass of wine with someone. So voila, right before this past Covered Bridge Festival, I opened a winery. Now, I don't make my own wine. I have the wine made in southern Indiana, but it is Indiana wine. I have a drunk tank wine, and then I have 2 of the 30-some bridges in the county. And every time I sell 500 of each bridge, I start with another 2 bridges. And so pretty soon I'll have all 33 bridges available for people to buy. And it has been so much fun. Our winery is actually in the old interrogation and investigation part of the jail. And it also has the drunk tank, the original drunk tank from 1879. And here is the famous drunk tank and the real famous door that started this entire project. This is a flat steel round top door that was made specifically for this space, and it was made in 1879. So this is what started the entire project, and this is what started the love of the bed and breakfast for me.
What were you going to do with that door had you bought it and not had the whole jail?
I would have taken this door and put it into a new home and made this a winery behind it. It is definitely a door that should be in a winery. But now I would even hate to see it come out of here. And what I didn't know is when I bought this, that there was another one hiding down at the other end. So I do have 2 of these doors, and they're awesome.
How much are you going to let me have one for?
There's not enough money in this world. This is the part that I just love. It is so cool in here, and people come in here and can't believe they're in a drunk tank, a real drunk tank. And there are people in this community that remember when their relatives or someone was in here. So it was a workable, usable drunk tank. I guess what people really like is we even have hooch wine glasses. And hooch is a kind of wine that they make in jail out of leftover fruits and things that they ferment. So we serve our wine in wine glasses or in our Hillbilly Crystal, which everyone likes. And we have our wines that are for the bridges, the 2 bridges that we have, but the one that they love putting in it is the drunk tank wine. So that is a lot of fun down here. Everyone comes down that stays upstairs, and they come down, have a glass of wine, listen to good music. Sometimes we have live music down here. It is cozy. That's exactly what everyone says when they walk down the stairs. This is so cool and so cozy down here. I'm not like a conventional winery that is just beautiful and has beautiful windows and everything. We're down in the basement of a jail that's 142 years old. So welcome to my jail.
If you're hoping to stay here for the next Covered Bridge Festival, good luck. You might want to start planning years in advance. But if you just want to make a long weekend of it, go ahead and give them a call and get checked into jail.
All right. Thank you.
I can't get out. You got to press the button.
Such a cool place.
That was. I actually went to high school with her daughter. So
Yeah,
I've got a
that's what I
connection
heard.
there.
That's pretty cool.
Huh?
Maybe she could hook you up with a room, because I'll tell you what, she was showing me the booking list, and I was not exaggerating, years. There are certain weekends, New Year's, other holidays, and obviously the Covered Bridge Festival. They're a couple to 3 years out on some, popular holidays. It's absolutely incredible. She said they had absolutely no idea that it was going to take off like that.
Such a cool idea.
It is a
Who
cool
would have
idea.
thought to make it that into a bed and breakfast?
Well, that's what she said. She says, she walked in and she said there's nothing else it could have been. And I said, what did your family say when you told them that you bought a jail? And she goes, they kind of thought I was nuts, but then they said if anyone can do something with it, that she'd be able to do something with it.
She did a fantastic job.
And
the geocaching, we need to do something on that.
That's pretty cool, too. If you missed the segment on geocaching, that also takes place at the oil jail, and go to our Facebook page and you can check that out there. And I do have to say real quick that the Drunk Tank wine is delightful.
Is it?
So definitely pick up a bottle of that if you make your way out there.